Hi everyone, it's Laura here, and in today's video I'm going to share with you two cards that I created for the Studio Katia Paws for Kindness blog hop. Today is World Kindness Day and Studio Katia is releasing a new stamp and die bundle. It is called Paws for Kindness and I'll be using it on today's cards. There is also a blog hop with giveaways, and for each sale of this bundle, Studio Katia will be donating $10 to Pets in the Classroom. The stamp set is really cute and it comes with a lot of really nice and sweet sentiments which are kindness and friendship themed, and I will have a link to the stamp set as well as on my blog, which is part of a blog hop with giveaways, in the description box down below. Because this stamp set is so cute, I decided to create two cards with it so that I could color up both of the images. The design will be very similar, and for both of my cards I started by creating the background using the mini Paws stencil and some brown ink. This is the Spectrum Noir Harmony ink in the color Sea Brown, and I applied through the stencil with my Studio Katia blending brushes. I repeated the same steps with the second background and then I moved on and started working on my images. These are both part of the Paws for Kindness stamp set and I'm stamping them with Memento dewdrops in rich cocoa on some Neenah Solar White 110 pounds cardstock, and I'll be doing some coloring with my Illustrator markers. I decided to use a brown ink rather than a black one because all the colors on my backgrounds will be different tones of browns, so I thought that stamping with a brown ink would make the whole look more cohesive. I'm sorry that the first part of the coloring was not recorded, but I just did some simple 3 marker blending on the skin of both these kids and on the t-shirt of the little boy, and I will write the marker numbers on screen so that if you want to color these images using your Illustrator or Spectrum Noir markers, you know which markers I used. For the coloring, I'm using a little bit of a different technique, and I am actually leaving a little bit of a rim where I have my shadows. So when I go ahead and add in my darker marker, I will not add that directly along the stamped lines, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a white area that I will fill in later with my mid-tone or my highlight marker. You can see it, I guess, pretty clearly on the face of the boy and on his trousers. This is a different look from what I'm used to, and I have seen it in other colorists' works and I really like the effect. I think it adds even more dimension to the images, and so I'm trying to experiment with it a little bit more in my coloring too, and I'm featuring it in today's coloring. While I go ahead and color the rest of the images, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the blog hop and the giveaways that are going on for World Kindness Day. I already mentioned that part of the profits from the sales of this stamp set will go to Pets in the Classroom, but also there are giveaways on the blogs that are participating in the hop. Studio Katia is giving away 2 25 Canadian dollars gift certificates among all the comments left on all the stops in the hop, so the more you hop along and the more you comment, the higher your chances to win. And there is also a 15 Canadian dollars gift certificate up for grabs on my blog, so if you comment on my blog, you have an extra chance to win a $15 gift certificate to the Studio Katia store. The winners will be chosen randomly and announced on the Studio Katia blog, and all the details about deadlines for commenting and when the announcement will be are in my blog post that will be linked in the description box down below. I will now leave you with some music while I finish coloring the images, and I will come back once it's time to put the cards together. Once I was done coloring the images, I die cut them with the coordinating dies, and then I started working on the backgrounds again. I die cut some dark brown cardstock using the half-striped cover die by Studio Katia, and I adhered the panel that I obtained this way on the background. I'm using some Studio Katia glue and I'm adding a very thin amount on the back of my cover die cut, and then I'm going to glue it down. I did this for both backgrounds, and then I moved on and started working on my sentiments. The die that I used is part of the same die set that I used for my cover die cuts. I am going to stamp my sentiments from the Paws of Kindness stamp set using Memento, Dewdrops in Rich Cocoa again. And I stamped the greeting "Friends light up the world" on the first tag, and on the second tag I'm going to stamp "Friends are like stars." I'm using a larger sentiment stamp in the set and I'm doing some masked stamping, and I'm going to have the first part of this larger sentiment on the card front, so I'm going to have "Friends are like stars" on the tag, and then on the inside of my card I'm going to have the second part of the sentiment. This reads "You don't always see them, but you know they're there," and I also decorated it with some of the stars that are part of the Paws for Kindness stamp set. At this point I had everything ready and I could go ahead and assemble my cards. I adhered the card fronts to two top folding A2 card bases, and then I raised the sentiment tags and the images on some foam squares for some added dimension. I'm going to have the kids on the emptier part of the card front, which is on the bottom right corner, and then I'm going to have the tags on the top left corner, and I adhered the second one a little bit lower to change things up a little bit. As a finishing touch, I added some embellishments on both cards. These are the prismatic sky pearls on the card with the boy and the lemon burst pearls on the card with the girl. I'm using a pick-me-up tool and my Studio Katia glue to pick them up and adhere them down, and that finished off my cards for today. Don't forget to check the description box down below for a link to my blog where you will find all the details about the blog hop and giveaways, and there you will also find a list of the products that were used for today's card with links to the stores where you can buy them. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. I always love reading your thoughts. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe for more card making and paper crafting inspiration. As always, thank you all so much for stopping by and have a great day.